Good evening, friends. How's everybody doing? I'm going to play some entertainment for you for a few moments. Just some things that are happening. Let everyone get settled, let everyone get comfy, and I'll be right back to you. Here's another one. Hello. I really am here, I promise. Last little video that I want to show you is for Thank Spirit It's Friday. And Thank Spirit It's Friday is coming back on October the 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern, and I'm most excited. So here's a little video that I created, and then we will get started. So get comfy, everyone. Let me know what you think of the videos. Happy Wednesday, friends. So that's what I've been doing behind the scenes, is creating all those lovely little commercials, is what I'm calling them, for lack of a better way to put it. It's my way of, Quincy's here to say hello. Happy Wednesday to everybody. It is my way of sort of letting my hair down, getting my creative juices flowing, and I just have a whole bunch of fun doing it. So I want to say, you know what, the last one makes me giggle too, MJ. I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. This topic specifically, negative thinking, is something that I struggle with, have done for 10 years since I was diagnosed with anxiety, panic disorder, and depression. And so it's really important to me and it's very close to my heart. And if I was being completely truthful, I'm sort of having a moment myself. So this will be good for me as well as hopefully informative to anyone else out there who is dealing with it. So happy Wednesday. Before we get started, I just want to say this weather system that is happening over the last week and a bit has affected so many people. And collectively, I hope that we can all send, positive energy, positive vibes, positive thoughts, prayers to all the people that have been affected by this horrible weather. Because it's really causing great amounts of havoc across the continent. So our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who is affected. We hope that you stay safe and that you're all okay. It's been a lot. So happy Wednesday. Welcome to Achieving Wellness. I lost my train of thought with the cat jumping on the back of my chair here. We're going to be talking about negative thinking. So if you have any questions, throw it up into the chat. I have my little notes that I'm going to be going by. I do have some cards on the table that if anyone wants a particular card as we go, we'll just sort of navigate it. Okay. There is a post, MJ, that they said that they were okay on Facebook. So I want to just say hello to everyone that's in the chat. Hopefully I don't miss anybody. So let's start. We have Amanda. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for being here. Ron Unconditional Love, my friend. Thank you for being here. Happy Wednesday to you. Cardamancy Mesquite is in the house. Big shout out to you, my friend. Ocean Garnett is here. Thank you, my friend, for being here. Anna Banana is in the house. Thank you, my friend. Ivana Intuitive is here. Happy Wednesday, my friend. Ivana will be here with me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for what's coming up in the month ahead. MJ420 or 420. Thank you for being here, my friend. Cat Mama Meow. Hello, Claudia. Happy Wednesday. Marie Henson is in the house all the way from the great state of Texas. Hello, Marie. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Teresa, how are you, my friend? Giant hugs to you. Hope you're all right. Who else is here? Scrolling down. Oh, Gypsy JJ is in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate everyone. Hello, Libra Lady. Happy work lurking. Thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you. Hello, Heather. Happy Wednesday, my friend. All right. My husband is in the chat. He's still not feeling well. Not COVID, thank God, just a bad cold, but it really kicked his butt. So with that being said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about negative thinking. Specifically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about negative thinking in terms of the CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, under that umbrella, and how they break it down. Okay. Hi, Mika. Thank you for being here, my friend. Happy Wednesday to you. So let's get started. So the first comment I would like to make, because I think that this is super important. What is the main cause of negative thinking or negativity? Wonder if anyone ventures to guess what they think it might be. Yeah, they absolutely are, Heather. Absolutely. So Aw, thanks, Ocean Garnet. You're very kind, my friend. So, negativity is often a product of depression or insecurity. It can stem from illness, life events, personality issues, problems, or disorders, and even substance abuse. Hi, Johnny. Thank you for being here, everybody. Like many things in life, negativity, it can become a habit. In my particular case, with having anxiety panic disorder, it became a habit for me. Hi, Geek. Happy Wednesday, my friends. So, what is a negative thinking person? A negative thinking person is defined as someone who tends to think and speak in a way that emphasizes all the bad things about themselves, other people, and situations. This particular personality type can be really difficult for those that are close to that person because they often see the world through such intense negativity. Like everything is awful, horrible, wrong, right? And it is very difficult for the people that support people that see the world in that way. So oftentimes when you are a negative thinking person, you will go through friends. You won't have a best friend for 30 or 40 years. You will go through friends because it's difficult for people to be around you when you're like that, right? Yes, absolutely, Marie. From being bullied as a kid or as an adult. Ron says, I was raised in very negative situations and formed programs in my mind. Yep. Embarrassment or fear. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, negativity and negative thinking sort of go hand in hand. They are different, but they sort of go hand in hand. We can all have negative moments or the cat's bored out of his mind. Did you see that? It's like, whatever, Mom. We can all have negative days or down days or view a situation from a negative standpoint. But the ability to be able to step back and see it for what it actually is instead of cloaked in negativity, that is negativity generally. Negative thinking is when you are focused on a particular pattern of thinking, right? And I want you to think about that old cliche, that old saying that, the glass is half full, not half empty, right? Negative thinking is very much like that. It is the goal to negative thinking and being successful at switching that thinking pattern is to be actually able to switch your words, shift your perspective, shift your thinking patterns into a more positive way, i.e., the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. It's the exact same thing. One is super negative, one is positive, right? Yes, thank you, Mark, for reminding me. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up, friends. It's really, really, really important to the channel. And by the way, I'm just shy of 50 subscribers from getting to 500. And I would be most grateful if I could get to 500 before my year anniversary, which is coming up in November. Yay! So, all right, Anna. So MJ says, first hardest thing was to just say thanks to a compliment and not belittle myself. Absolutely. It's very difficult to get out of that mindset when you get into it, right? That it is a habit, and we have to think of it in terms of breaking a habit, whether it's eating sugar or not exercising or, swearing too much. It's a habit. Smoking, right? It's a habit. And yes, Marie, 100%, we are definitely our own worst critic. So here's a negative thinking example, or a couple of them. It's too cold to take a walk. I don't have the willpower to go outside in the cold to take my walk today. It's my own fault. I know better. Now, on the whole, they don't sound so bad. But when you break that down, there are ways that you could say those things better, with less negative connotation and more positivity, right? Well, thank you, honey. You're very kind. Hi, Warrior Girl. Thank you for being here, my friend. Happy Wednesday to you. So, one of the lovely examples that I like to use is this. Back in the day when I was working in the office, we had this gentleman that I worked with that every day you would walk into the office and he was like, "Good morning." And you'd be like, "Oh my God, shut up. How are you today, Kelly?" I'd be like, "I'm okay. How are you?" "I'm fantastic." And every day he would say that. And I would walk away thinking, like, I just want to smack you. Like, you're so annoying. Spoke to my mindset, right? I was very negative. And so I couldn't handle that super duper positivity around me. And you know what? I started to recognize not just my reaction to him, but other people's reaction to him. He always had a smile on his face. He was a very positive person. And I sort of took my cue from that. And I switched my way of greeting people in the morning at the office. And so when people would say, "Hi, Kelly, how are you?" And I'd be like, "I'm great. How are you?" I found that people actually wanted to talk to me more. It was a very interesting little experiment. And so that actually was me testing out what I had learned in my therapy, which is what we're going to talk about next in the CBT. I was testing that theory out in real life, and it worked. So, Mr. Aaron Beck. So, Aaron, Aaron, Beck, Beck, is a U.S. psychiatrist. And he was one of the key people that recognized that there were specific patterns to negative thinking, and helped to create cognitive behavioral therapy. So in cognitive behavioral therapy, many therapists and researchers, contributed and sort of came up with this list of 10 of what they consider the most common negative thought patterns, right? They call them distortions. So here are the 10. Yep. That's funny, geek. So the first one is all or nothing thinking. There's nothing but black and white. I think we can all think of people right now that are in the news, that are all over their, TV and social media, that are sort of displaying this all or nothing thinking. We've been living with it for 4 years. that is their way or the highway. There are no shades of gray. Okay? If things aren't perfect, they deem them as a failure. Aw, that's very kind, Libra lady. I'm glad that it gave you a reminder. That's so sweet. I love that. So, an example of all or nothing thinking is you started a new diet, and for the first few days you were eating according to the plan, and then you have a sliver of apple pie. And then you beat yourself up for not being perfect, and you tell yourself that you've blown it. I might as well just eat the whole damn pie because I'm weak, I'm a loser, I'm a complete failure. Right? Yeah, I don't really care for labels either, Warrior Girl. Unfortunately, being in this program, you start to, I mean, when you go into therapy for anxiety panic disorder, at least in my particular case, I mean, labels, 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 and more labels. So you learn to sort of roll with it. So that's the first one, all or nothing. And I think that every single one of us has, dipped their toes in that water, right? Now, I don't want anyone to, get panicked here, like, oh my God, I do that, so I have a cognitive disorder. I'm like a, chronic negative thinker. That's not what it is. The idea of this is to let you know that there is a way that you can change this, whether this is something that you do every day because of having a mental health disorder or past life traumas, or just a way for you to shift your thinking so that you can literally be more positive overall, right? I love that, MJ420. That's Quincy Geek. So overgeneralization. Overgeneralization is when we think that one thing that has happened to us now happens all the time. To us specifically. For example, Mark's calling Quincy from the living room, and Quincy's like, yep, I heard my name, but I'm not moving, Dad. I'm here for a good time. That's negative thinking, Kalmar. So, when you overgeneralize, you often think that one thing happens to you, and that means it always happens to you. So, for example, I'm going to use Quincy as an example, or actually, what Mark just did. What Mark just did is overgeneralization. Perfect example. So he's like, I'm going to call the cat. So he called the cat. The cat did not come, and he said that the cat hates me. That is overgeneralization. He has decided to make it a blanket negative statement overall, that just because I called the cat once and the cat didn't come, that the cat must hate me, and therefore will never come to me. If that makes sense, right? You can also overgeneralize if you want something to happen, and when it doesn't, you believe it never will happen to you, because you're not good enough, or because of some other reason, right? That particular one is a pattern of setting yourself up for a cycle of defeat, right? A failure. So that one is something that all of us can do very easily if we're not careful and sort of pay attention to the words that we use, right? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Mika. Thank you for being here, everybody. Mika says, as a child, I felt like no one loved me and some deep hurt. So now as an adult, I smile at every human being just in case that person needs a smile. That is beautiful. I love that, Mika. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate you. So an example of over generalization. You've asked someone out on a date or to meet you for lunch, and they say no. And your immediate automatic response is, well, nobody likes me, you know. I'll be alone forever. That's overgeneralization. So Lisa says, yes, I still get this is like I don't trust myself and my thoughts. Yep. Yep. Mika says, MJ says to Mika, I call that my Auntie Karen. Say hi, smile, play with babies. I like that. All right. So the next one is mental filter. Hi, Vivian. Good to see you, my friend. When all things are going well for you in your life, everything has happened positive. All good things, all planets have aligned. The day has been absolutely beautiful. One thing, big or small, that you thought should happen or expected to happen did not happen. And so you find that one negative detail, you pick it out, you focus all your attention on it. That's what they label as mental filter. Again, these are all things that all of us have done and have experience with, right? This one particularly is an issue for me. Well, all of them so far I have issue with. I mean, I've experienced, but this one in particular, I do an awful lot. I also overgeneralize. Hi, Jeans Free. Welcome, my friend. So, an example of a mental filter. You've received 20 feedback forms after facilitating some sort of a workshop, right? So 19 of the forms were filled with positive statements about you and your work. One form noted that you could have managed your time better, and all you thought of was that one negative comment. The other day, I mentioned during a live stream that I was doing that I had made the little commercial that I showed you all in the beginning about what was coming up this week, and I posted it on the channel, and someone actually gave me a thumbs down. I don't want to tell you how much that hurt my feelings, how much it bothered me. Instead of concentrating on the 40 some odd people that viewed it, or the couple of people that commented on it, or the however many thumbs up that there were, and that's how bad it was that I don't remember how many thumbs up there were. I only remembered that one person gave it a thumbs down, and that is the person that I gave all my energy to in that moment. Right? So, again, something that we all do. But the point is, and exactly, right? Here's the point. If we start to be more perceptive in our thinking and sort of broaden our horizons in terms of reeling in and scaling back this negative sort of blanket that we throw over things, then we can lift ourselves up, right? We can be more positive. We can be happier. We can smile more often. We can be of clearer mind, right? That is why we're sharing this stuff. Discounting the positive. You often feel inadequate or unappreciated because you ignore your positive experiences. For example, Kelly, that live stream that you did was so awesome. You did a great job, but you kind of blew it in the end. Right? So, that kind of stuff, again, that's like the good morning. In my mind, that's like the good morning, right? When I would walk away from that person and be like, oh my God, you're so annoying, you know, like so easy for you. You have such a great, like, you know what I mean? That's literally the way that I would do it. So again, all of these things, and I don't want anyone to think like we've all got personality disorders or everyone's, you know, got a mental health disorder. That's not what this discussion is about. This discussion is using facts and research that has been done to assist people that have issues in those departments. But this is something that we can all learn from. So I don't want anyone walking away and saying, oh my God, I checked off all 8 of those boxes. There's something wrong with me. I don't want anyone to do this. This is information sharing, and this is hopefully going to help you as you navigate throughout your day to be more positive, to help you have a better day, really. And it works, my friends. I mean, I am a living, walking example. It literally works. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Warrior Girl. Okay. So before we go to the next one, and I swear I'm going to keep doing this because I just have so much fun doing it, y'all. I'm going to play you a little video. You know, we'll consider this, because we're at the halfway point, we'll consider this the 7th inning stretch. All right. So sit back, get comfy, and we'll watch a little video, and it'll just entertain us. It's only a minute long. Okay. We will, which one do you want to see? I'll pick one. Hi, Kristen. Many blessings for being here, my dear. All right, we'll play the Vibe Tribe one coming up this Saturday. Now, see how that just lifts your mood? Just makes you happy. It makes me happy. Oh, thank you, Marcia. Appreciate you. So, let us continue. So, we have covered overgeneralization. We have covered mental filter. We have covered discounting the positive. Now we move into jumping to conclusions. one of Kelly's absolute favorite ones. So how often have you jumped to a conclusion based on a feeling or a thought without absolutely any evidence to support it? Now, hold and pause on that statement. For most of us in this community who either legitimately or feel like we have some kind of intuition, some sort of knowing, or whatever the case may be, this is a difficult one for me to make sense of in my own mind. Because, for example, let's just say that I went into Ron's chat. Ron's doing a show, and I go into Ron's chat, and I'm like, hi, everybody, and crickets. Nobody says anything to me. That is not my normal experience. And so when that happens to me, I immediately say, what? Oh, everybody's mad at me. What have I done? I have jumped to a conclusion without any evidence to support it. I have decided that everybody is mad at me. I must have done something. So that I brought in that overgeneralization as well. Just to put an exclamation point on my negative thinking, because the first one wasn't bad enough, right? Hi, Kiba. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. So mind reading. This is an example of mind reading, is what they've listed as underneath this particular one, which is jumping to conclusions. You seem to know exactly how someone is thinking. You often interpret an action or a response and then conclude that you're not liked or that someone is angry with you. Right? And yes, absolutely, Anna. Absolutely. Again, these behaviors, just to point out, these behaviors are what they consider the top 10 experiences that people come to them with in terms of negative thinking, right? But yes, that's exactly why. If you've been bullied and your experience is that for the first 10 years of your life in school that you were picked on just because you showed up, obviously when you say hello to someone and they don't respond the way that you think that they should, you're going to immediately think you did something wrong. 100%. So with my anxiety panic disorder, we've talked about this before. I call it future predicting. Here they've called it fortune telling, which I just thought was funny in itself. But you already know, or you feel that you already know, that something that's about to happen that you're going to struggle with before it's even started, right? So that's an example of that. Now again, right? All of us have done that. Every single one of us has done that. And again, I don't want anyone to think, oh my God, I've got all these boxes checked off. We're going somewhere to help ourselves. This is information and tools to put in our toolbox to help us as we navigate throughout our days, right? The next one is magnification or minimization. So your special magnifying glass can magnify an issue, make it bigger than it really is, or you're able to minimize the situation and your positive qualities. Let me say that again so that you understand what I mean, right? So you either magnify a particular issue, making it bigger than it really is, or you're able to minimize the situation and also take with it your positive qualities. So for example, you agreed to pick up milk on your way home from work. You had a lot of things on your mind and you forgot. And in your mind, you become the most forgetful, unreliable, disorganized person that there is. You are 100% hating on yourself, right? I'm so stupid. I can't remember anything. I'm so overworked. It's no wonder, you know what I mean? Like the world is coming to a complete end because you forgot to get milk on your way home. Next one up is emotional reasoning. This particular one allows you to believe that whatever you're feeling, it must be so. This one is tricky. And again, I believe that most of us have experienced this, but this one is tricky. Because I am not an advocate of ever saying to anyone to discount your feelings. If you feel a particular way, night, Heather, see you on Saturday, my friend. If you feel a particular way, you should honor how you feel. You should never discount how you feel. You shouldn't push it aside. It's important to voice, I feel said way. But once you recognize how you feel and you sort of say, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling glad, I'm feeling whatever, then what do you do with it? That's the important bit. So an example of emotional reasoning is I'm anxious about driving. So you've concluded that driving is completely unsafe. So in other words, what you're doing is you're sort of turning like your fear or your negativity into a label statement. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Next one is should statements. You have a clear idea about how things should or shouldn't be. When they don't turn out the way that we hope that they do, what do? My fault. Right? So I should have done it my way instead of listening to you. It's your fault it didn't work out. Right? So there is a pattern with all of these things that we've said. And all of these labels, all of these behaviors that they have lumped together are really talking about a learned behavior caused from, as we said in the beginning, something traumatic, a mental health disorder, an experience in your childhood that has allowed this type of behavior to form through no fault of your own, right? It can be because of your environment. It can be because of your religion. It can be because of your race. It can be because of your geographical location. It could literally be because it was Tuesday. The ticket here is to say, okay, you know what? I recognize some of these things that we've heard tonight. And so maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to inject a little more positivity. I'm going to try to be conscious when I do that because I want to be more positive. Doesn't mean that you're a negative person with a big old label on your forehead. It just means that you want to just be a little more positive, right? Kristen says it's hard not to beat yourself up when you let people down. Let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, not to make an example out of you, Kristen. Said who that you let someone down? Us thinking that we let another person down, that's on us. Because we have decided that their needs, their wants, or the imaginary expectation that we put in our mind, we weren't able to live up to. How do we know that we let that person down? Now, if that person turns around and says to you, okay, scenario, Kristen says to me, Kelly, I'm going to be in your chat tonight at 9. She shows up at 9:02. And I'm like, hi, Kristen. Or I don't acknowledge her. She thinks what? Oh, Kelly's upset with me because I let her down because I said I was going to be there and I wasn't there on time. And oh my God, and I'm so sorry. And I was just busy because I was talking. You put that idea in your head that you let them down. I didn't tell you that you let me down. I didn't give you that indication at all. Right? That is a negative thought pattern. That is overgeneralizing, assuming that because it happened once, that must be how everything is. There's no gray area. It's only black and white, right? But I get it because I do it myself all the time. Anna says, I think the harder part is acknowledging your emotions. We spend so long burying out feelings that when they spill out, we are not totally sure what those feelings are. Well, here's the thing about that. I don't discount what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. But when it comes to a negative thought pattern, I can only talk about it in terms that I understand. And how I understand it to be is I wasn't a negative person per se until this happened to me, when my anxiety, panic disorder, and depression became an issue after my mom passed. And that is when I became aware of how many boxes I could tick off in that sort of area. When something didn't go my way when I was younger, yes, I was told that I was negative. I'm pretty sure we all have been, right? I didn't know that there was any emotions behind it. And I didn't know that there was a correlation between, how I was feeling, that it had something to do with my past or whatever the case. Like I missed that. I just thought I was having a bummer day because for the most part, I was a pretty positive person, right? So I didn't get that. I didn't get that part. It was only after I went through this CBT program that I then started to go, oh, I see, it's all connected. Oh, okay. So I get what you're saying, but for me, that was not my experience. But I get what you're saying totally. Oh my gosh, MJ420. Everyone here knows I'm like the list maker. I'm like crazy about the list. I love the list scheduling. I love it. All right. Lisa says, being an empath, and I'm trying really hard to learn more on my gifts because being abused since I was 5 by my siblings. I am 57 and still dealing, but getting stronger against the doubt. I mean, God bless you, Lisa, and, continue to love yourself. Continue to heal those old hurts and those old behaviors that were sort of placed upon you through no fault of your own, just because you lived in that house. Something that you can do, like mirror work, is a great way to get in touch with yourself and love yourself. Although mirror work is difficult for some people to do because the emotions that come out of you are unexpected and oftentimes like a little like unbalanced, right? You're kind of like, whoa, where is this coming from? So something else that you can do that's very light and very easy is you can do self-soothing. You can literally put your hands over your heart and tell yourself that you're okay, right? Allow yourself, think of the moment in Dirty Dancing when Patrick Swayze is trying to teach, what's her name? Erin, Jennifer Gray, how to feel the rhythm of the music, and he puts his hand over her hand and puts it over his heart and says to feel the beat of the heart, right? And take the rhythm on. It's that same type of idea where you're putting your hands over your heart, feeling your heartbeat, knowing you're alive. The blood is flowing through you. Start to concentrate on that. Concentrate on why you're grateful to be alive and to be breathing, right? Start looking around the room. Look at things that remind you of good times, happy memories. Start counting your blessings. It's what you call self-soothing, right? And I hope that helps just a little bit. Sorry. Ron says, Lisa, sending you lots of healing light. Beautiful. Thank you. I'm going way down the list now. Sorry, friends. I'm like not anywhere where I should be. Okay. Yes, Lisa Rhodes, absolutely, baby. Yeah, and you can also love the child inside you. So I want to say, so Gypsy JJ said about the mirror. Hi, Linda. Thank you for being here, my friend. Sorry I didn't see you sooner. So the mirror thing, okay? If you have a problem looking at yourself in the mirror, don't look at yourself in a full-length mirror. Get yourself a little compact. You know, like this size. So you can only see your eyeballs. And do it there. I do meditation and getting stronger and standing up for myself. Yes, I try my new excuse, my language, the F it mountain. I love it. Have a good night, Anna. Thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you. So I just want to say one last thing. When it comes to that whole beating ourselves up thing, it doesn't matter who you are, what circumstances you live in, we've all done it, and we probably will continue to do it, right? However, there is a way to stop all of this negative thinking, no matter what the reason is for it. When you recognize that you do it, the moment that you hear it come out of your mouth, or you see the sentence in your head, or you read it in your journal, or whatever the case may be, stop, acknowledge it, and then say out loud, how can I make that statement better? And then replace it with a more positive sentence, more positive wording. Rearrange the sentence. No different than when you set an intention, you make it positive, right? Try to acknowledge it in the moment and rearrange that statement, that thought, with a more positive, upbeat way of looking at it. It is a consistent effort. It is a consecutive effort, and it is a conscious effort that you have to make to allow yourself to shift your thinking from half empty to half full. Right? This literally, what we're talking about in the tarot, is the Five of Cups. Okay? Now, in the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot, it is a great example of the Five of Cups. The Five of Water in this deck. Now, you can see on the table that she's got 2 cups standing upright beside the milk. Okay? But she has knocked 3 cups to the floor, and all of the contents have spilled out. And what is she doing? She's literally crying over spilt milk. So let's break that down. Why is she probably crying over the spilt milk? Because she's having a bad day, nothing goes right, she's got butterfingers, she was abused as a child, and as soon as she dropped the milk on the floor, she felt shame, she blamed herself, we don't have any money, I can't afford more milk, right? This is an emotional reaction that then triggers the thought response. I'm bad, I'm horrible, I'm awful, right? I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, whatever. So now let's just take the 5 of water and imagine that she sits back. She leans back on that angel that's standing behind her. She has her little cry or whatever she's going to do to release said emotions, right? She leans back on that angel, being protected by that angel's heart and its arms wrapped around her. And as she lifts her gaze up from her hands, she notices what? The 2 cups still sitting on the table. And then hopefully she gets that little sparkle in her eye and says, hey, you know what? I still have 2 cups there. Maybe I can still get enough milk to feed my family. That's how you do it. Consistently, consecutively, and consciously, every time that you find yourself in a position where you're beating yourself up, telling yourself that you are not good enough for whatever the reason is, that is what you have to do in order to stop the pattern of negative thinking. What should I say to replace Kristen? You are too fat and it looks bad. It is a common one for me. Any advice? Absolutely. So, first of all, take your name off of there, right? Don't aim it at yourself. Kristen, you are too fat and it looks bad. There's nothing about that sentence that is great. You could say, I think that I would like to exercise more often. Means the exact same thing. I think that I'm going to start eating more vegetables. It means the exact same thing. But it doesn't sound like you're an awful, horrible person, because all that statement is Kristen did this, Kristen's awful, Kristen did this, Kristen did that. That's what that says. And that's part of the problem in terms of the negative thought pattern, right? Excellent, Linda. I love it. Yeah. And I listen, and in no way, please do not walk away from here tonight and think, oh, it's easy for Kelly to say, because I was beating myself up earlier today, just as an FYI. It happens to all of us. Nobody is perfect, and I am in no way telling you, so please don't think this, that when you walk away from here tonight, you're going to be like, yes, positive Patty, look at me, woohoo, everything's great. No, it's not going to work like that. You have to keep working at it every day, all the time. But I am hoping that just this little bit of information will now be in your mind, right? And the next time you catch yourself doing it, you're like, whoa, you know what? I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to hear what I just said to myself, and I'm going to try and change it. You know, another quote, and I never get this quote right. It was a quote that Meghan Markle made a few years back. And I just loved it, because it was like, you know, can you imagine how much kinder we would be to our own selves if everyone treated themselves as well as they treat their best friends? Think about that for a second. Kristen says, at Kristen Louise, I am a sexy and succulent. I am a square sponge bob figure 1 block, but now I am a brick house. I love it. Gypsy JJ says, Kelly, you're great at this. Thank you kindly, my friend. I appreciate you. It is great. Warrior Girl says, Christine, you don't need to protect your heart anymore, and you're going to shed your extra weight and then stop using the words lost, losing, etc. We have to reprogram our brain. That's exactly what it is. Marie says, I ran out of oatmeal. I didn't think, for breakfast, I got some cornmeal and made cornmeal mush with syrup instead. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it happens every day, and persistence brings forth changes. Change happens slowly. Yeah, like this is like it is. I mean, you have to always remember in terms of any of these conversations about, what we have done as a learned behavior. It's taken us 30, 40, 50 years to get this way. Yeah, it's not changing overnight. Excuse me. But you can certainly make an effort. And I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to make an effort where this is concerned? I'm pretty sure, and I don't mean to make an example out of you again, Kristen, but I'm pretty sure that Kristen doesn't enjoy saying that to herself. I mean, my God, she doesn't even want to look in the mirror. That's tragic. You're a beautiful, beautiful person. I mean, you're always so bright and willing to share and to try to help other people. Why would you try to keep that in a box and hide that away from the world? Why would you do that? Kristen deserves to be seen. She deserves to have her light shine just like every single other person. She's kind, she's loving, she's compassionate, she's empathetic, she's understanding, she's supportive. Yet when you look in that mirror, all you see is horrible. Absolutely horrible. That breaks my heart. And so, if you can think of yourself from the same lens that you would think of your best friend, if your best friend was saying to you, oh my God, Kristen, every time I look in the mirror, I beat myself up. You know what I mean? Maybe that will help shift the perspective, right? Oh, Gypsy Jason, you're so sweet. Now, I do have lots of cards on the table. Let me just find my note because I kind of got sidetracked. What a shock. Y'all know that I'm like that. So let me make sure that I covered them all. I think I did. No, there is a couple more, but this is the important bit. Okay, so 5 steps to change your thinking. Our thoughts create our feelings. That's a really, really important point. Our thoughts create our feelings. Changing our thoughts changes how we feel. A simple and yet challenging formula is what will turn these cognitive distortions around. The strategies outlined below challenge each one so that you can begin to think more effectively and realistically. As you practice these, you'll find yourself feeling better about yourself and others. So number 1, identify your distortions, right? Keep a journal, become familiar with the 10 cognitive distortions. I don't really agree with that. I'm just letting you know that in advance. Number 2, challenge your thinking. It's important to challenge your thoughts because not all of our thoughts are true, right? As we write down some thoughts, we can sort of ask ourselves, is this really true? So Kristen writes down in her journal, what she shared with us in the chat. And then she looks at it and says, is this really true? Do I know this to be true for sure? Have I fact checked this? Is this true? Right? Take a step back and assess the situation again. Continue to challenge your thinking with other questions, such as, am I really a bad person? Is this my fault? Could it be that I was doing the best that I could on that particular day? Did I just make a misstep or a mistake? Even though I don't like the word mistake. When would this not be true? Right? Number 3, compassionate self-talk. Now, this is an important one. People pay attention to this one. We are often extremely hard on ourselves. Our self-talk is harsh, negative, and sometimes even abusive. When you think about how you would speak to a good friend, just as I mentioned, and I want you to know that, like, I copied this note, I didn't even read the whole thing. Chances are you'd never say the things that you say to yourself to your friend. And the reason why I did it is because I've gone through this program, so I didn't think didn't need to check the resource, because I know it. For each distortion you've identified, write down how you would respond to a good friend. Then practice using this more compassionate self-talk with your own self. Seek support. Find a friend or someone that you trust to help you challenge your assumptions and distortions, your patterns of negative thinking, right? Sometimes the right questions from a different person or a different perspective can be what sort of opens your eyes up. Sometimes you may not be even aware that you're doing it. Maybe your spouse or your best friend might point it out, a coworker, and you're not even aware that you're doing it, because it's something that is just like as natural as, the sun coming out is. Trying to create some flexibility within your thinking is what your goal is in this case, right? It can literally help to lower your stress level when you can get a hold of the negative thinking. It can literally invite more joy into your heart. It can open your heart to more peace. It can lift your vibration. It can shift away depression and anxiety, as it did with me. And step 5, positive and negative outcomes. So self-assessment is the key to finding emotional freedom, mental freedom as well, according to this situation here, the CBT. What you're doing is you're challenging your own cognitive distortions. And by asking yourself to assess the positive and negative outcome of sticking with your perspective, you're able to decide whether it's worth keeping or changing it. So in other words, this happened, write it down. Was it really worth me beating myself up with? I mean, all I did was eat that piece of pie. Did I really need to then go into the bathroom and tell myself I was fat, I'm ugly, I'm horrible, I didn't deserve it, yada, yada, whatever? Did I really deserve that? Did I really need to go through that exercise? No. And that's when you can make a conscious choice that I need to change this, because it does not serve my highest good. Hi, Linda. Happy Wednesday, my friend. So asking these questions will help. How will it help me or hurt me if I believe this particular distortion? Will it move me closer to being the person I want to be, or further away from the person that I want to be if I continue this thought pattern? If I dig my heels in and continue to believe this thought, how will it impact my relationship? Oh, that's very kind of you, Linda. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. How do I feel about myself? Does believing this distortion help or harm my confidence, my self-worth, my anxiety, etc.? Challenging your cognitive distortions does take practice, and it takes passion, or patience, not passion. Well, passion in some people's cases. But it does open you up to another way of approaching a situation and potentially gaining a new perspective, which will help you to control your thoughts in a more positive and sort of uplifting way, right? Allowing you to control your thoughts instead of your thoughts controlling you. Now, if anyone has any questions, you want me to throw some cards, have at her. Kristen said, or let me go back because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Lisa says, Kristen Louise, I watch upbeat movies like Fat Girls and Shallow Hall, listen to songs like Lizzo's music. Warrior Girl says, I don't like looking at myself in the mirror either since I hit 40, laugh out loud. It all goes downhill after that, literally. Yep. Kristen says, takes me further away. I want to be a strong, respected warrior woman, not one obsessed with her roles. Hi, Shelby Lisa. Thank you, Vivian, for putting that up there. Yes, please make sure to hit the thumbs up. As I said, I am 50 or just shy of 50 subscribers away from 500, trying to get my community tab. So share with a friend. Help me get my community tab. I would be grateful for that so that I can communicate with y'all. So how do we do that? I would love to say to you that this is something that I can help with this. I'm confident that I can help with it. I've done the program. I do the program. I am a walking example of the program, but it's not something that can be explained in short form. This is, as I said, the best way for me to articulate how this can help is a consistent, consecutive conscious effort that you must stand up and say, I'm not doing this anymore. I need to change my thought pattern, my perspective, my vision, that type of a statement, and you need to mean it. And every day you work towards that goal. No different than you set your intention that tomorrow or 12 weeks from now or 3 months from now, I want to buy a car, or I want to buy a house, I want to go on a trip, I want to, go on vacation, whatever it is. It has to be a statement that you make where it's like setting an intention and you go after it, and each day you continue to go after it in a way to uplift yourself and get yourself to that point where you don't have to even think about it anymore, right? Of course we can, Gypsy JJ, absolutely. Libra Lady says, I am 62 and say I'm going to be fit and fabulous until the end. I love that. Hi, Serena Mama Bear. How are you doing, love? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. You want to have a hug from Johnny Depp, don't we all, right? Okay. Wow. That's so terrible, Marie, that someone would do that. See, here's the thing with me. When my anxiety is really, really bad, I stop eating because I have a fear of being physically ill. And so, because when my anxiety is high, I feel physically ill and I deal with the nausea all the time, I don't eat. When I don't eat, I lose a lot of weight. And I mean, drastic, right? 30 or 40 pounds. And it's obvious and it's visible. And everyone's like, oh my God, you look great. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm sick. So is it really great? then what do? The minute that I start to feel better, because my anxiety is under control, I start to gain the weight back because now I'm eating. And then people are judging me, or I'm judging myself. Honestly, I have so many other fears and phobias and issues that I just am like, you know what? You're all right. And that's good enough. You're all right, Callum. And that's good enough. Right? There are days when I look at myself when I come on here and go, oh my God, look at me. I'm a mess. No, I don't do that anymore. So, let's pull a card for Kristen, and then we are going to go to Gypsy JJ and do the tapping for her. Kristen, I have the perfect cards for you. I think they're perfect. What does Kristen Louise need to know? What does Kristen Louise need to know? Spirit, Kristen Louise. What advice or guidance can you give Kristen Louise tonight, please? So, 2 cards came out. We have Lion, which is higher calling, and Deer, which is love. So, the Deer card. Be gentle with yourself. I'll say that again. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Lion, a higher calling. You have within you all the courage that you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. I feel like that's asking you to sort of embrace like the lioness kind of persona, right? Does that make sense? So your birthday, Mika, October the 13th. So you are the 10th month. So you take the 10 and you reduce that down to a 1. I'm not finished with you yet, Kristen. And then you take the 13th and you reduce that down. And how you reduce it down to a single digit is you take the 1 and the 3 and you add it together. So it's a 4, right? Then what you need is your birth year. And you add that up. And then you add the month and the day and the year once you bring the year down to a single digit. And then we can look it up. But the 13th is not an unlucky number, contrary to what the world thinks. Okay, so Kristen, we've got from the third eye chakra visualization. This is imagination, focus, manifestation, and experience. So maybe focusing on the positive, manifesting how you see yourself, manifesting the life that you want, right? I got 4 cards that fell out. We have the root chakra. This is about family. Excuse me. Belonging, community, culture, and tribe. This is your support system. This is the people around you that's going to lift you up. These are the people that are going to assist you in loving yourself for who you are right now, not who you think you are or who you were back there in the past, right? Also from the root chakra, we have grounding, nature, presence, practicality, and stability. Okay? Gaining perspective, gaining understanding, regaining your balance, all things that you can do when you're grounding. You got the third eye chakra again. This is guidance, support, love, signs, and direction. So if you can focus on yourself in a more loving way, that is going to increase your connection, or perhaps ask spirit for some assistance and some guidance into how you can start to learn to appreciate yourself and see yourself the same way that others see you. How you personally can contribute to that working to the positive is by going outside, grounding, stabilizing yourself, getting your balance back, and also using the support system around you, right? All the people and the tools and the things, the information that you need are all within reach. And perhaps you're just needing a different perspective, right? If that makes sense. So that's what I got for you, love. All right. Oh, Warrior Girls already answered. So yeah, so 70, 10, 13. So you take the 7, you take the 1, and you take the 4. And that works out to the 13, which is beautiful, because as Warrior Girl said, it's, it is the death and the rebirth. It's the start of something new. It is a shedding of a skin. It's it's a new cycle, which is beautiful, right? All right, so Gypsy JJ wanted so I hope that helped, Kristen. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I digress. I'm all over the place. You guys know that. Yeah. 4 is the Emperor card, the ruler of many kingdoms. I'm going to do the tapping now. If anyone wants to do it, this is the tapping that was given to me by my therapist for me specifically to calm me down when I was panicked or going to go into a panic attack. And I share this with you. It's not the only tapping exercise out there, but it's the one that I use, and it helps me. This works towards your vagus nerve, which is the nerve that flows through your body and carries the adrenaline, right? And what you're doing is literally hitting on some points to stop the flow, slow it down. Not stop the flow, but slow the flow down, right? So we start with our fingers right above here on our cheekbones, and we tap ever so gently. You can do this for as many counts as you want. The only thing I would suggest is that whatever you do, you consistently do to the other points. Like, don't do 25 here and 10 here, right? Do the same. When I do this one up here on my cheekbones, and this is usually a deep breath in through my nose and exhale through, a deep breath in through my nose and an exhale through my mouth, right? And you move down to your collarbone here and you tap lightly here. And again, this is when I would do another deep breath in, right? Now you're going to put your hand over your heart. Real light tap. I cross my hand over my heart. I feel like this is comforting. You don't have to do that, but just a gentle tap. You're not trying to, like, give yourself any kind of restart right here. You're just literally soothing yourself. And this is when I might start talking to myself and telling myself, like, you're okay. If I was able to speak, you're okay. You're all right. You're okay. You're fine. Soothing words, encouragement, that type of thing. And then you're going to move down underneath your rib cage. And for the women, it's sort of like where your bra strap is. And you do the funky chicken. So you're tapping right there on your ribs. And that in itself makes me smile just at the thought of it. Right? And then you would go back up to your cheekbones and you would continue to repeat that sequence as many times as necessary until you literally feel that you have calmed down somewhat. And it really does work. I mean, it does for me. Hey, Jay, how's it going, hon? Welcome, my friend. Happy Wednesday to you. So, if anyone else wants a card, if anyone else has a question, bring them on. I am here seeing a therapist for the past 9 years for anxiety, panic attacks, and all of it, and this has helped me. Aw, thank you, Lisa. I'm the same way, Lisa. I've been in therapy for years, and I came to this community and received a different perspective and understanding, and information that made sense. And I sort of combined all my resources, of the things that I have learned along the way. And that's why I sort of call my channel, like, it's a virtual journal log of my healing journey, in terms of, if you look back at my very first video, wow. Like, just a wow. Cool. Thank you, Warrior Girl. There's... Oh, absolutely. What was I going to say? Yeah, like this road is tough. It's not easy. It's not an easy road. And I think one of the greatest things that I've learned about this community is that, we can all be here to assist each other, lift each other up in good times as well as bad, and or the not so good times. And it is proof to me that this really does work, right? This like-minded individuals supporting each other really, really, really does help and lift each other up. So before everyone goes, I'm going to give you a meditation that I just literally thought of, or like a visualization / meditation that I just sort of literally thought of as we're sitting here. If anyone wants a card, let me know. If not, I'll switch gears. I'm going to pick everyone's spirit up. So I showed in the beginning a video of the Vibe Tribe, which is going to be this Saturday at 11 a.m. here on Dozen Cats. All 9 of the members of the Vibe Tribe will be here. And the members of the Vibe Tribe, in case you don't know, is Anna Banana, Ivana Intuitive, Cartomancy Mesquite, myself. I have to go in order, sorry. These are the channels, right? Myself, Heart and Soul Connected, Herc213, Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts, Ron Unconditional Love, and Sherry H, Voices from the Swamp. All 9 of us are classifying ourselves as Raising the Vibe Tribe, and we will be here on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern for our first episode shared together. So I hope that everyone can be here for that. You want me to show it? Okay. So stay tuned, my friends. Here. This is just like, we'll call this the 9th inning stretch before we go into overtime, right? Here we go. Yay. So that's for the Vibe Tribe. That's this Saturday, October the 1st at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And the next one that I'm going to show you is for, well, I'll let you see it. Hope you like it. What you think of that one, friends? That one was nice. And just in case you haven't seen this one, here's another one for you. What do you guys think? So those are our little commercial breaks to get us sort of in a good mood. Oh, thanks, Libra Lady. Appreciate you, my friend. Mika, I've got you starred. Oh, thanks, Linda. And that's exactly what it is, right? You know how I'm often saying about expressing yourself through a creative way, right? If you have trouble like journaling your emotions, talking in a mirror, a great way to express yourself is through a creative process. And that's how I do it, right? I go into Canva, which is like an editing software. And they have a free version that you can literally play with. And I just create these videos. I mean, I'm in there every day. It's part of my daily routine. I sit here with my tea when I wake up and I just mess around in there. Sometimes I make something, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it takes me weeks and weeks and weeks to come up with a concept or an idea. But I love putting things together and looking at all the different pictures, because I'm literally picking up my spirits as I'm doing it. So it's literally putting me in a good mood, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, nice, Ron. So, yeah, so that was a little commercial about what's going on this week. So tomorrow night, Ivana Intuitive will be here. We'll be doing what's coming up the month ahead. Friday at the fire pit. It's our last Friday at the fire pit of the season. It's always a good time. I will be sitting out there. I don't care how cold it is. That's what we're doing. And I hope that you can all join in. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern, because it is dark at 7:15 now. So hope that you can all join us. Saturday, of course, is the Vibe Tribe. And then Sunday, we have Lady Soul here. It's her first visit to Dozen Cats, so I'm excited about that. So, who wants some cards? Who wants some cards? I've got all kinds of cards on the table, friends. Just let me know. I'm ready to go. I do want to acknowledge, sorry, I have to scroll up here for a second. I do want to acknowledge, I seen this earlier. Shelby says that, laugh out loud, my daughter's having a hurricane petty and face mask happy hour. I love that she is assisting that way. That's so wonderful. And Gypsy JJ said, I started teaching it to my son-in-law the other day. We've never been close, but he admitted to me that he was having a panic attack right then. It's wonderful that you were able to assist him that way, and I hope that it helped. That's great. Thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate that. All right, so Warrior Girl, Gypsy JJ, Libra Lady, and Linda. Miss Linda. All right, so Miss Mika. Absolutely, my friend Marie. Oh, nice, Ron. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Do you want me to give you like a reading, or do you guys want to do? I'll let you decide. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm taking that back. I'm just gonna do what I feel I need to do. How's that? So, friends, I'm working on my 1 year anniversary video, and can I just tell you how surprised I am and how emotional I am while doing that process? It's quite interesting to me that it has stirred up some emotions in me that were unexpected but beautiful. I'm just there are days when I sit here and I think I could literally do this every day for 24 hours straight, spend time with you all, and just really allow this space to do what I wanted it to do, what my intention was for it to do, and that is just to make people sort of come together and feel good. And I love what we together have done and created, and I'm just so appreciative. Truly, I really, really am. And so I thank each of you. Yeah, that's coming up in November. I can't believe it's already been a year almost. There are days when I've had it, I can't do anymore, and I want to shut the channel down and walk away. And then you know, something happens, like the other night when I couldn't sleep, and there I am at 4:30 in the morning going, hey, who wants a card? You know, when my ex-husband died, what did I do? I came online, and, you know, people popped into the chat, and they all surrounded me with love and lifted me up. And, you know, when it was the 10th anniversary of my mother's passing, I came online with my sister for Achieving Wellness, and we talked about our grief in hopes that our journey could help other people. When I did my forgiveness ceremony outside at the fire pit last year in freezing cold temperatures, because it was like November some odd, and you know, so I'm just saying, I want you to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you who have believed in me and supported me along this journey. It really, it means everything to me. Oh, thank you, Warrior Girl. You're very kind. And thank you, Gypsy JJ. I love you, my friend. You're very sweet. If anyone, by the way, I do private readings. If anyone is interested in a private reading, just email me. Everything is in the description box below. And I do it by donation, so whatever you can afford. If it's $5, so be it. If I can help you in any way, I'm here to do that. All right, my friends, here we go for Miss Mika. Wow. Okay, so those cards all came out for Miss Mika. My goodness. Gotta like move things around here. Oh, thank you, Mika. I appreciate you, my friend. All right. Beautiful cards for you. All right, Mika, we start out with the Magician. Okay? The Magician is the person that has all of the tools at their disposal, right? The Magician has all the tools of the tarot, the pentacles, the coins, the swords, the cups, and the wands, right? So this is an energy of being empowered because you have all those tools at your disposal, right? It is an energy of being prepared because you have all of your resources, right? It is that energy where you can literally sit there, close your eyes, and manifest what you want to happen because you've got all the tools, you've got all the inspiration, and you've got all the resources, and now you can go forward, right? And that's the energy coming in from the past. We've got the Six of Water. So the Six of Water is nostalgia. It's the past. It's your childhood. It could be someone coming back from your past, someone that you're thinking of that's past. It can also be a situation where you're thinking of your younger self or your older self. But in this case, because of where this card is, I think that this might be of you thinking of your younger self in a comparative sort of way, how things used to be, right? We have the Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth is taking that pause, really testing your patience while you wait for something to happen, right? You've put in the work, you've done some stuff, and now you're literally going like, nothing's happening. It's that moment, that energy. We have the ego card in this deck, which is the devil card in the traditional tarot. Okay? And I don't want anyone to get freaked out when this card shows up. This card literally says, if you can read it, illusion, dependency, and materialism. Okay? So this is toxic behaviors, toxic people, toxic substances, toxic issues, toxic situations. It is right smack dab in the middle, which is sort of where you might be at. And I believe, based on what I'm seeing here, that either you are dealing with a toxic person which is my first thought, or toxic sort of pattern because of that relationship. Next to that, we have the Knight of Water. The Knight of Water is the person who wears their heart on their sleeve, the person who loves to be it loves the idea of being in love, but not so good at being a loving person, in terms of knowing how to love you the way that you need to be loved, right? They just love all the butterflies in their stomach kind of energy. Maybe not so good at sort of loving you, if that makes sense. That person is a water sign. I don't know if the person in your life is a water sign, but now we have the Eight of Fire. Okay, this is things happening fast, things going full speed. You trying to have your hands in all cookie jars, and literally, imagine if you've ever left the brake off of your car and it starts to roll out your driveway, and you're like running after it. That's kind of like what I'm seeing here. Like, things were going fine, and all of a sudden it just went like, oh my God, what's happening? Okay. This is your challenge. The Two of Water, the Two of Cups. This is about partnership. It's about commitment, and it's about reconciliation. So only you know if you want to be in this situation. Only you know if you want to be with this person. Only you know if this person is your person, if that makes sense. Good night, Lisa. Thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you. Many blessings. Sleep well. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like you're shifting internally. Your mindset, your thinking pattern is shifting, and so you are coming into a new thought pattern. Night, Kristen. Many blessings. Sleep well, my friend. Thank you for being here. Lastly, as your potential outcome, we have the renewal card, which is the judgment card in the traditional tarot, right? This is self-evaluation. It's a rebirth. This is reflection. So this is you going within and having a new perspective, a new understanding, right? A new understanding of yourself. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card. This is where you are right now. You are tapping into your strength. You're tapping into your inner bravery, your inner strength, your inner courage. You are coming out of your shell and standing in your own power, right? You are exercising your bravery in terms of standing up for yourself and being independent, in terms of like, no more. No. So literally, this Strength card is crossing over the Devil card, right? You have picked it up and said, no more. I am not. Hear me now. I am not. No more. Like, that's what you're doing, which is lovely. So I want to give you one more card in order to just sort of continue that movement. Yep, I can use that for you. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You've got personal choice here. So you've got this lovely scenery behind you, right? This mountain, at your strength. You're trying to get to the top of that mountain, stick your flag in it and claim it as your own, right? You've got all the nature around you, which is your grounding. It's your earth, right? You've got the water, which is cleansing and purifying. It's beautiful. Reminds me very much of the Magician card that we started out your reading with. So this is what it says. Personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths is that animal known for? What wisdom does that animal share? Embrace those qualities and take on the animal spirit, which is just lovely when you think about it. Take on that animal spirit. All right. So Mika says, totally makes sense. I'm learning to stop the toxic person in my life. I'm standing up for myself for the first time. Awesome, Mika. Good for you, my friend. There you go. Traveling lightly, simplify your life. Simplify your life. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. All right, Warrior Girl is up next. Let's see what we've got for Warrior Girl. I'm gonna go this way here for Warrior Girl. You are very welcome, Mika. Warrior Girl. Interesting. All right, Miss Warrior Girl, we have honor your inner child. Focus on your inner child's needs. Is your inner child afraid or in need of more playtime? Cherish this precious being within you. Which is interesting because I've got this card here, which is release your creative energies. Make use of them in your life. So tapping into those creative sort of feelings or creative tendencies will help to also help your inner child. Letting our inner child out taps into that innocence, that feeling of innocent joy and happiness. You know, when have you ever seen like the commercials where or the little videos of just the baby laughing, and it literally just lights you up? It's that kind of feeling that you're trying to tap into, right? The innocence of it all. We've got your deepest desires constrain you. Let them go to clear your mind. So it almost feels like you know what you want, but for whatever reason, you're holding on so tight that it's actually stopping you from moving forward with whatever they might be. Solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra is the one that's just, it's your you know, I don't want to say like your sexual stuff, but that's where it is located. And it is, you know, just above your, actually, yeah, it's just above your navel. That's not the right one. Sorry, my bad. Solar plexus chakra is the one just above your navel. It's not your sexual stuff. I apologize. But we got two more. So one is seeing, which is your third eye, which is perspective, truth, knowledge, and clarity. So that goes with the honoring your inner child, and that your deepest desires are constraining you, right? Finding that clear thinking, that clarity, tapping into the truth. And then we also have forgiveness, healing, compassion, growth, and letting go. You know, the hardest things in the world to do. The last one that I've got, sorry, upside down. I've got jasmine, which is sensuality. So again, getting in touch with how you feel. Getting in touch with how you feel. Letting yourself know that it's absolutely okay for you to feel a particular way, as long as you are able to acknowledge it, you know, process it, and then release it. I've got this for you, which is star. Believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget you are truly a shining star. That's beautiful. I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense. Miss Gypsy JJ is up next, and she would like the Lightseers deck to come out and play. I hope that makes sense, Warrior Girl. Hope it resonates with you. Hope you understand it. Where is the Lightseer deck? Ooh. All right, Miss Gypsy JJ. What does Miss Gypsy JJ need to know, Spirit? Gypsy JJ. What does Gypsy JJ know? Sorry, honey. Could you bring me a drink? Do you mind? Yeah, thank you. My poor hubby, he's so not well. Wow, you all see that? Beautiful. Beautiful. I like it. I like it. All right. Thanks, honey. Are you okay? Huh? You sound terrible again. I think he's allergic to the house. All right, one more card, Gypsy. I got you. I don't know how any of you guys deal with the chat on a phone. I can't do it. I am like, I have to be at my PC because otherwise I can't do it. All right, Miss Gypsy JJ, we start out with the Page of Wands. Inspiration, new ideas, your imagination, creativity, right? All of those wonderful things. You know, the joy that comes to you when you think of a new idea or a new plan, or when you feel that twinge of inspiration sort of hit and you're like, yes, you know, and you sort of almost want to like literally jump up, right? Next to that, we have the Empress. This is pregnant with possibilities, as they often say about the Empress, right? She is about nurturing. She's about love. She's about joy. She's about wholeness. She is the divine feminine, and she is the person that sort of wraps, you know, the energy, not the person, but the energy that wraps their arms around you and embraces you with the you can do anything sort of vibe. Lastly, we have the Ace of Cups. This is your intuition. This is your heart. This is your connection. This is your capacity to love and to make others feel loved. But as joyful as all of that is, we have the Moon card on the bottom of the deck. So I believe that you're not seeing something that's right in front of you. You know, the Moon card, oftentimes people say, oh, it's a negative card. I say that the Moon card can do three things. One, it can show you the path ahead of you, right? The moonlight will cast the shadow down and you can see the path in front of you. Number two, it can be like the hidden object game and sort of flash and allow you to see things that you otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to see. Or it can show you things that you think you're seeing when they're really not there. And I think that's what this is. Based on old thought patterns, old behaviors, old situations, whatever the case may be, right? We've got the Forest, which is diversity. Being more open. Trying to gain a new perspective with all of this inspiration and this love and all these new possibilities, being open to it. Being open to it. And lastly, we have the Sea Otter, which is happiness. And I just love this picture. The message reads, be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Which I think is beautiful. So allowing yourself to be open to love, being open to joy, being inspired by that love and that openness, and just saying no to the BS, for lack of a better way to put it. I hope that resonates. Hope it makes sense. Good night, Ron. Thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you. Many blessings. Sleep well. Hi, Tammy. All right, Miss Libra Lady is up next. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for all your patience while we go through this. So, Miss Libra Lady, Miss Libra Lady. Let's start with this one here. I love that, Gypsy JJ. I am so open. That's good to know, Marie. Oh, Shelby, that's tragic. I'm so sorry. My goodness. All right, Miss Libra Lady, we've got see your emotions as teachers. Emotions can be vehicles for transformation, whether joyous or challenging. They can teach you how to overcome fear and cultivate your compassion. Beautiful. Next card that we've got is trust. Trusting ourselves is one of life's greatest challenges, in my opinion. Trusting ourselves to know when, trusting ourselves to know how. You've got impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. And this is a great reminder to all of us, right? That we can do that we have that ability. This is literally taking a step back and gaining a new perspective, right? Impasse. Reflect and redirect. Take it in and release. Take it in and release it. We've got enter the temple of your truth and learn to value it. Whatever your truth is, again, picking up on that understanding of trust. The last card that we've got is peace. Calm your thoughts and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movement of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding to greater spheres of love. Relax and do not worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. Uh-oh. Grab a smoky quartz or something. Do some grounding, my friend. Thank you, Gypsy JJ. Appreciate you. I guess Libra Lady is left because she did just clock out from work. So hopefully she's okay. Miss Linda. Oh, you are there. Yay. Miss Linda is up next. Sorry, friends. Time for my nasty habit. 2 hours and 8 minutes in. Let me play a little commercial for you, shall we? Enjoy this little musical interlude. I'd say goodnight to my husband. So I figured it was time for a commercial break. Thank you, Libra Lady. You're very kind. And yes, Linda, put your dancing shoes on, my friend. Put your conga shoes on and get ready, friends, because Thank Spirit Friday is coming back. And it is basically like Friday at the Fire Pit, only during the daytime. Every time it's different. I have different guests. Sometimes I'm by myself, and it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. All right, so Miss Linda is up next for a reading. Let's see what Spirit has to say for Miss Linda. Thank you, everyone, again for being here. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up. It's 11:11. Thank you, Mummy. I love you, and I miss you. Mwah! It's so nice of my mummy to say hello. That just made me warm all over. Makes me warm all over whenever my mama comes to visit and says hello like that. All right, my friends. Here we go, Miss Linda. What does Spirit have to say for Miss Linda? Beautiful. Absolutely, Marie. Shake your booty. I don't know if cards are not being made as well as they used to be, but the last couple of decks that I've got have literally been like so slippery that they're really hard to hold on to. I know I said 2 more, but I lied. Not intentionally, of course. All right, my friend, we start out with the Page of Fire. You know, being inspired by, being motivated by, feeling enthusiastic about something, possibly something creative. So that's the energy coming in from the past. So I'm not sure if you were working on a project, if you were thinking about, you know, starting like a painting class or a writing class, or you were trying to channel some sort of creative thing. But that's what we've got. Feeling, if you were feeling quite like, let's go. No, I still got you, Marie. You're on the list. Next up, we've got the Renewal card. So this is the Judgment card in the traditional tarot. The Renewal card is about that self-evaluation, that rebirth, right? That moment where we are trying to figure out, okay, where am I at? What does this all mean? It affects certain cards. So my Lightseer deck, because of the finish on them, the humidity affects them. But this deck is super slippery just in general. But yes, it does do that. So this moment of reflection and self-evaluation, right? What does it all mean? And so I don't know why that happened. And that's what I was trying to figure out with all those other cards. The Outcome card is the Ten of Water, which is the Happy Home card, right? This is family, love, blessings. That's lovely. But we have on the bottom of the deck the Seven of Air. So sleepless nights, worry. Something is keeping you up, some sort of awareness. I pulled these 2 cards, sort of came flying out together. We've got Frustration and Mystery. which is sort of, it's interesting because I went to the deck to pull cards to see what's got you feeling like you can't sleep perfectly soundly at night, and I got mystery and frustration, so I got an answer to the question, but it didn't tell me why. Only you know that. Then I pulled 4 more cards, not intentionally. I only meant to pull 1, but 4 came out. So, first card is grounding. Go deep and explore your roots. So when you look at the image on this card, right, you're sitting there in nature, leaning up against the bark of the tree. So that's grounding, right? The roots coming out of the ground, that's your ancestors and tapping into the blood that flows through you with that inner wisdom that's passed down from your ancestors. You're looking out over the nature, which is serene and calming, right? You're watching the river flow by, understanding that going with the flow is what allows us to have more balance because it's effortless, right? The water flowing in all of its ebbs and sort of ebbs and flows, or ebbs and curves, or you know what I mean. The next card that we have is Navigating by the Stars, so follow your bliss. The next card is Uncovering Treasure, which is beneath the surface lies great bounty. And the last card is Traveling Lightly, which is Simplify Your Life. So I feel like what this is trying to say is that, and again, only you know if this is true. If you are a person that could be caused upset by the fact that you did not do something, or you did not finish something, or you did not, complete something, or it didn't turn out the way that you wanted. If you will let something like that bother you, it's asking you, okay, so it's asking you to, do that grounding. To simplify your life is to release, right? To let go. And when you let go, that's when you scratch the surface and find your bounty. That's the new you, right? The new you. Navigating by the stars, following your bliss. I just want to say to you, and I'm not saying in any way that you said this, this is just me putting this out there, because I personally struggled with that whole statement that you wrote. Trying to decide who I am now. And I didn't care for the new version of myself. It wasn't until I had my renewal moment and understood I'm still me. I'm still me. Maybe I think differently, but I'm still me. And when I could accept that and let go this idea that I had in my mind, or this concept that I had in my mind, that somehow I was different, that I was only a small version of who I once was. And I kind of liked that girl, and I wished that she would come back in different areas and present herself once again. Once I let go of that concept, because I literally was self-sabotaging myself, I realized that I'm still me. It's all good. So I don't know if you can get anything from that, but I wanted to sort of offer that to you. Good night, Libra Lady. Thank you very kindly for popping in. Appreciate you, my friend. We wish you many blessings and sweet dreams, of course. Grounding has been a prevalent message along with self-esteem. Keep doing the work, my friend. You are getting there, and we are all behind you. All right. Last card for the night, and then we'll do, if you want, I'll do a little visualization meditation thing, is for Miss Marie. Night, Cartomancy. See you on Saturday, my friend. Sweet dreams to you. Many blessings. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. You're very welcome, Linda. Appreciate you, my friend. I'm so proud of you and all the work that you have done and put into your journey. It brings me so much joy, literally, to watch someone grow here right before my very eyes. I mean, what an honor to have someone share that with me, right? So thank you. All right, Miss Marie. Thanks, Shelby, for being here, my friend. We hope that you're all right. We're sending you our love and our prayers. I hope you stay safe, my friend. Let us know how you're doing, okay? We're all thinking about you. All right, Miss Marie. So we start out with the solar plexus chakra. We have, sorry, I keep saying the solar plexus chakra and I haven't got it right once. This is the root chakra or the base chakra, right at the base of your spine, otherwise known as the power seat. This is home, right? Shelter, safety, nurturing, and warmth. I've got isolation. Keeping yourself to yourself. Feeling more comfortable with yourself. Staying away from other people that don't serve your highest good. But I fear that, and when I say fear, I don't mean that I'm afraid for you, but I feel like you've done that out of necessity because of the circumstances, right? Of the pandemic and so forth. That alone feeling is not a great feeling, right? So what ends up happening is when you feel isolated, you stick to what feels good, and your home is what feels good. It's your safety, right? It's your big hug. We've got rice, which is nourishment. So you need to feed yourself the nutrients that you require so that things are more balanced around you in terms of getting outside, being around other people. But how do you do that when you're in a tricky situation, right? In terms of maybe you don't live in the nicest neighborhood, maybe you don't have a park around you, maybe it's 140 degrees outside or whatever the case may be. How do you do that? Feeding ourselves with positivity and love and gratitude, by injecting more joy into our life in any way we can. I mean, if we can't go outside, for example, we can look out the window, right? We can allow ourselves that time to look out the window and see the sun or hear the birds or something of that nature. It's not the same as being out in nature, but if that's what you can do, then that's what you can do, right? In other words, don't deny yourself because you can't do, like, I can't go to the park. I can't walk to the park. I can't physically get to the park, so I'm just gonna sit in front of the TV. No, you can still look outside and appreciate the nature, right? Looking outside the window and appreciating everything that's alive, right? The flowers and the insects and the birds and the little critters and stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's feeding yourself. That's the nourishment. Staying focused, right? Holding the course. I feel like vigilant is the right word. I don't know why. Staying vigilant, staying on top of it. Don't let your self sort of take a wrong path, or say, well, I've done this for 3 days. That's good enough. This is a consistent effort, right? To get yourself back in a good sort of space. Again, this is just what I'm feeling. We've got Black Bear, which is the guardian. I love this picture. It's just beautiful. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love and awaken my intuition to guide me. So that's what I got for you. And I see you've got yup and nope. I don't know what those are for, but that's what I got. So I hope that is helpful in some way to you, my friend. All right. So we've answered all the questions. Thank you, everyone, for asking all the questions. Thank you for being here and for participating in tonight's conversation about negative thinking. 2 hours and 29 minutes was not my intention, but there you have it. We did it, and hopefully it made sense and you guys got something out of it. It's 11:29 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything for dinner. I had a bun earlier with some cheese on it, which is terrible, speaking of feeding yourself. So I'm starved. My stomach is growling as we speak here. So don't forget to tomorrow night, Avana Intuitive at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be here for what's coming up for the month ahead. So hang out with us if you can. Did I see my comment further up? Join the world again. So no to joining the world again. You're welcome, Mika, and you're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so very much. So Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, Von Intuitive is here to do what's coming up for the month ahead. And of course, Saturday is the Vibe Tribe. Sunday, Lady Soul is here. All that good stuff is here. I did have a nap. That's the only reason why I didn't eat, because I had a little nap. I was up at, I don't know, like 5:30 this morning. So I had a little nap before I came on. So I will go and have something to eat. And no, I didn't, Marie. Sorry. Oh, okay. About 4 days ago, 4:30 a.m., I swear I heard my friend talk to me. I was just opening my eyes. Yeah. Interesting. That's very interesting. Here's what I would say to you. If you feel that your friend was communicating with you and it brought you joy to think that, then I want you to continue to think that. I want you to feel just the same as when I said that 11:11 and I said it was my mom. You know, I was told that years ago by a medium. You guys all know that story. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, it resonates with me. It made sense to me. But the fact that every time I look at the clock and I see 11:11 all the time, just not at the clock, in other ways too, it brings me so much joy to think that my mom is saying hi to me, that my mom is letting me know that she's with me and that she loves me. It brings me just so much joy. So you know what? I don't care if it's true, if it's not true. I love it. I believe it, I accept it, and I claim it. And so my point is, if you believe that it's your friend, then believe it and embrace it. And let it be a comfort to you. Right? That's what I would say. All right, my friends, we're going to leave it here. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me tonight. Again, I've said this, now I'm repeating myself. That's what happens, friends. I love you all. I wish you many blessings, and I will see you when I see you next. So with that, mwah, bye, everybody.